So it is 2020, whatever year you guys are watching this in. Obviously, you know what year it is, but you're still fat. You're still fat. And I want to know the reason. Um, you have not so clear skin. You keep making all of these New Year resolutions every December 31st, 30th, 28th. And then January 1st comes around and you just suddenly think that your life is supposed to change and you're supposed to just drop all this weight and you think you're supposed to be like become some type of bodybuilder. Let's be so fucking for real. But no, seriously. We are currently in April, and you are still overweight. Your skin is not clear. Summer is literally in 60 something plus some days, and you still have not at least started your workout, your fitness journey. Your life is probably all over the place. You're probably sick and tired of your own bullshit, but you probably just got into this mode where you're like, you know what? I'm never gonna lose weight, so I'm just gonna stay where I am. I'm just gonna be complacent. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you guys a few reasons why you're still fat. The overeating has to stop. Let's scale it back just a little bit, okay? I don't know if I said this earlier, but this is for both men and women. So like, this is not secluded to just one gender. This is for everybody. But it makes me feel fuller longer, so that I won't overeat. You see how all of this is tying back together? It's tying together. What's good for the heart? It's good for increasing your endurance and stamina, and I would say it improves your performance and. Or maybe you're neither. Maybe you're just bored. So maybe you need to find a hobby. To each other, they weren't paying me no attention. I'm pretty sure they may have seen me through the peripheral, but they wasn't paying me no mind. I almost died. But guess what I did? Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Msfitmika, and I am back with another video. I know y'all miss me, or you don't know me. That's fine, whichever one. Okay. Yeah, I am back with another video. Welcome to my channel, Msfitmika, where I will be sharing with you guys lifestyle, health and fitness and wellness tips, fashion, maybe some clothing hauls, life in my 20s, and just pretty much whatever I want to share with you guys on this channel. I'm going to be doing it all. But as you guys can see, it's been mostly fitness. So let's get into it. I know that was a rough introduction. I know that I probably caught some of you guys off guard. You're probably looking at me like, bitch, fat. But no, let's get into it. Let's get into the reasons why we are still not hitting some of our goals. I mean, not me, you guys. So I did bring my handy dandy notebook so I can remember all of these things. So if you see me looking down, that's what I am looking at. Okay, they're not in any particular order, but these are just some reasons based off of personal experience and just based off of what I see, and reasons why you guys are probably not reasons why you guys are not hitting your goals, why you're still fat. I really don't like saying that. That does sound kind of mean, but whatever. It is what it is. We got to be real with ourselves and we got to hold ourselves accountable. I do want to, preface this by saying that your girl has been on a lifelong fitness journey myself. I have tried a bunch of things. I have cried a bunch of tears. I have also made some excuses. I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect, and I'm not trying to, come across like I'm better than anyone or like I haven't faced challenges, because I faced a lot of challenges. My fitness journey and my health journey has been for many, many years, but I can honestly say that for the last 2 years, I've been training and I've also been super consistent, and I finally kind of like cracked the code and I can see what I've been doing wrong. And yeah, okay. If you guys have not seen my last video, I talked about how I lost 10 pounds using the Bougie Hippie Detox. If you guys have not seen that, go see that. Some of you, I think this is like a good, preface for you guys. Maybe you guys want to do a slight detox or whatever, to do a nice little restart into the new season. We're going into summer. We just got into spring, but we're going into summer pretty soon, and you probably need a restart. But yeah, let's get into we before we can like do a reset, we need to know why we keep backtracking and things like that. If you guys also have not seen, your girl broke 200 pounds last year. Okay, so your girl is about 45 to 50 pounds down, so you guys can trust me. And if you guys don't feel like you can trust me, go check out my Instagram and you'll see all of my progress. Your girl is now a certified personal trainer, so I know what I'm talking about. I know some stuff. Okay, so let's get into reason number one, or bullet point number one. Okay, so the first reason why, or a reason why you're probably still overweight, not hitting your goals, and probably just your skin is just not clear, or is because of overeating. Okay, overeating. So maybe your portion sizes are maybe too big, maybe they're too small, depending on what your fitness goals are, depending on if you want to lose weight, gain weight, if you want to maybe body recomp and just build muscle and lose fat. It's your portion sizes. A lot of us are overeating. I don't have any like stats or whatever, but I remember taking a class in college, and America is one of the most overweight countries on the continent. Like, it's just one of the most overweight. We spend a lot of money into food. Our food compared to like other foods, in different countries is not the best. They put a lot of pesticides in our food. There's a lot of sugar in our food, et cetera, et cetera. Now, obviously, I'm not solely blaming America, or yeah, I'm not solely blaming that, because like I feel like we know this is stuff that we know already. So when you know certain things, you're able to like maneuver and do better. Okay, so portion sizes. So if you want to lose weight, you want your portion sizes to be a little smaller. You want to be in a calorie deficit. If you're looking to gain muscle, you might want to eat a little bit more, eat in a calorie surplus. But it also depends on the type of foods you're eating. Are you eating fast food every day, like McDonald's, Burger King? Are you eating a bunch of fried food? What else? Are you eating a bunch of sweets and candies and processed sugars? That, to be honest, is the number one reason. Interestingly enough, I actually saw a reel the other day that the girl said something about, when you've been overweight for so long, your body starts to get used to being overweight or being obese. So when you try to lose weight and then you gain the weight back so quickly, it's because your body is used to you being obese. So that's why you have to work super, super hard on like changing your eating habits and losing weight and maintaining weight. I thought that was very interesting, and I thought that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So yeah, overeating is one of the number one reasons why you're probably still overweight. So things that you could do to kind of combat that, or things that you do, is talk to a nutritionist or talk to a dietitian. To be honest, I'm a really big fan of saying that like Google is free. We now have ChatGPT. It's so easy for you to do your research on like, okay, like how many calories should I be eating if I want to lose this amount of weight, or if I want to just lose weight in general, or how many calories should I be, eating to kind of like maintain but gain more muscle. When you have more muscle, it's easier for your body to burn off fat. Okay, so overeating is one of the first reasons why you're probably still fat. Watch your portion control. A lot of the times we could still eat some of the same foods that we love to eat. It's just eating in moderation and eating less of that. Okay. Reason number two: are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Or are you bored? You know how many times you know how when you're at home alone, you have nothing to do, your body's not being active, and then you go and you check the refrigerator like 20 times thinking like something is just going to magically appear into the refrigerator, as if you haven't seen the same 5, 6 pieces of food. Yeah, that means you're bored. That means you are either bored or you're just thirsty, sweetheart. You're not hungry. I promise you're not hungry. A lot of you guys don't know this, but you can actually survive off of just eating fruits, drinking water, and maybe like 1 or 2 meals out of the day. Now, that's a controversial discussion for like another video. We're not going to get into that part. But 9 times out of 10, you're not hungry. You're just thirsty. Okay. You should be drinking at least a gallon of water a day, or I would say half of your body weight in ounces. Okay. So if you're 200 pounds, then maybe you should be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Maybe you're not getting enough electrolytes in. Maybe you're not, getting what you need from just water. A lot of the times we, confuse, oh, I'm thirsty or I'm dehydrated, and we think, oh, let's just drink a bunch of water. When yes, you should be drinking more water, but also you also want to drink, natural juices that have electrolytes in it, like maybe eat watermelon or juice of watermelon. Maybe drink watermelon juice. I would say Gatorade, but Gatorade has a lot of sugar in it, so I would say coconut water is really good for dehydration. It has electrolytes in it. It's really, it's natural. It has natural sugars in it, and it's just really healthy for you. Okay. Let's also talk about when you are eating. Okay. A lot of times people tend to eat too quickly. So what I've noticed is, and this is just something that I notice because I tend to eat slower anyway. But if you eat slowly, you will eat until you're 75% full. When you're eating, you never want to eat until you feel stuffed and feel like you got the itis, or until you feel like you can't move anymore. You know what I mean? You want to eat slowly. And I found that when I eat slowly, then I tend to eat less throughout my day. When I say eat less, I don't mean like I'm starving myself or like I'm not getting in all of my nutrients. I just noticed that if I eat a little slowly and I just noticed that if I eat slowly and I eat until I'm 75% full, then I actually do feel like, my breakfast could hold me over throughout the whole entire morning until I would say 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on when I eat or whatever. And I'm not tempted to like overeat or eat on BS or eat on snacks and stuff like that, because I feel fine. I'm hungry. I'm hungry less than I was before when I was overeating and my body felt like, oh, I just need something. I want something. No, you just need some water. You just need to hydrate yourself and you'll be fine. Okay, let's move on. So the next reason would be excuses. Excuses. That's one of the top things that I really, that I hear in the fitness world, or when I hear, oh, well, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to always cook my meals. I have kids, etc., etc. Um, and don't get me wrong, I don't have kids, so this is a topic that I'm not going to fully delve into. But me being the oldest child of four siblings and having a mother, and you know, just observing like my peers and things like that, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And I'm not gonna talk about that and be dense because I don't want to, ruffle any feathers. Because I can go into that a little bit more, and I don't want to seem insensitive. But excuses that I think is the top, one of the top reasons why you may be still overweight or still, not hitting your health and fitness goals. Some excuses I normally hear is, oh, I don't have enough time. You do. We have the same 24 hours. What else? Groceries are too expensive to shop healthy. I mean, yeah, you have a point. Groceries are getting expensive, especially in today's climate and the economy. Groceries are expensive, but at the same time, um, it's not. I think it's more expensive to shop unhealthy. Um, there are certain stores you may go to where everything is just expensive, or is just, I guess, the proximity. You just have to make smarter choices. So for example, like, I have like a Aldi, Walmart, Sam's Club. I have all of these stores and things like that. I'm just gonna walk around and go to different stores where I know I can get this for a cheaper price. Sometimes I think people try to, shop and live outside of their means when they don't have to. There are ways around, the whole, oh, it's too expensive. Well, yeah, eating healthy is gonna be a little bit more expensive if you're shopping at Whole Foods, or if, you're going to like maybe like a Sam's Club, or if you're going to like, I don't know, like a Publix. I don't know. I just know that there's ways where you can shop and get healthy foods that are not that expensive. I know if you go to like a farmer's market, the fruits and the produce are normally, reasonable, and they're more, I don't want to say cheaper, but I feel like they price them at a good price that they should be at. So, yeah. But really quickly, before we keep going, I wanted to touch base on the grocery shopping again. So, like I said, yes, it can be expensive to, shop more on the healthier side, but it's really not as expensive as you guys think it is. I feel like a lot of the times you make it seem like it's more expensive. I will say this. Being sick is way more expensive. You got to think, like, they don't really give us much when it comes to like healthcare and insurance and stuff like that in America. Healthcare is not cheap. Paying hospital bills is not cheap. So either way, eating unhealthy is expensive, and eating healthy can be a little expensive. But you got to pick your heart. In the long run, if you're eating unhealthy all the time, or you're eating, nonsense, like, you gonna come out of your pocket. I'm gonna give y'all a quick example. I don't know if you ever see like this post on like Facebook or like social media, and they're like, oh, um, grocery shopping is expensive nowadays. Like, I can't even get the things that I need. And then like it was a picture of a bunch of like pop chips. They had some protein, but it was like chips and Pop Tarts and things like that. Well, yeah, of course it's gonna cost $500 for groceries if you're buying majority bullshit. None of your groceries included fruits and vegetables. But if I go to like a produce store and I'm just getting like broccoli, fruits, and veggies, and things like that, I'll walk out of the store spending like, I would say between $30 to $60, depending on what I get. I'm not saying that that's the price of all of my groceries, but I just wanted to like make it clear that, in the long run, it is way more expensive for you to shop unhealthy versus shopping more healthy. Okay. What's another excuse I hear? I also hear they have social anxiety in the gym, because they feel like, oh, I'm shy and I feel like people are looking at me. I'm not doing it right. And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, people are going to see you in the gym, but I guarantee you, I promise you that you're not, no one's paying attention to you for real. You could literally almost crush yourself and nobody would like care. And that's a terrible example, and that's a terrible thing for me to say, but it's true. Don't get me wrong. I get having social anxiety. When I used to go to the gym, and I used to, when I first was getting into lifting weights and things like that, I used to be terrified going to the freeway section because all the guys were over there. And I'm like, okay, that's intimidating. I don't really know what I'm doing. But guess what? Like, at some point, I said, F it. Like, I need to lift these weights too. I got goals, and y'all not gonna like intimidate me. And lo and behold, now I take up so much space at the gym, when I'm in the free weight area, I don't care. I need to throw some weight around too. Even if it's only me lifting up 10-pound dumbbells, I'm going to lift it. I'm going to lift it like I'm the strongest over there, like literally. So social anxiety, I did work with a client last year where the social anxiety for her was so bad, and I could not understand why this is something that she could not get over. Because I'm like, girl, I watch your social media. I see that you be going out. I see that you be like at the club partying. Your social anxiety is not that bad, okay? So I feel like if you can go out and you can like be social and go to like a party and kick it and dance, I feel like look like you going to the gym and taking up some space, even taking up a corner by yourself and getting a workout done. Come on now. Are you eating enough fruits and vegetables? Okay, this kind of piggies back off of the overeating part, but are you eating enough fruits and vegetables? Are you eating a balanced diet? A lot of people feel like if they eat too much fruits, that they're eating more sugar and that it's more fructose. But people need to realize that there's a difference between eating processed sugar, like a Snickers and ice cream and things like that, versus eating fruits with natural sugar. Um, Fruits and vegetables, especially fruits, is a naturally dense carb, so it's easier for you to burn off, and it's very healing for the brain and for the body. So, are you eating a balanced diet? Are you even eating fruit at all? Do you put cucumber in your water? Um, which also helps with dehydration. It helps you stay hydrated. It has electrolytes in cucumber water. Cheat code also is you can eat more of it and still hit your goals. If you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables throughout your day, with your meals and things like that, then you're not really feeding your body what it really needs for you to hit your fitness and your weight loss goals. So basically, you want to eat a more well balanced diet. You should be eating on your plate. You should be having protein, vegetables, a carb, and what else? And a nice healthy fat. Okay, so we have LISS versus HIIT cardio. Okay, so if you don't know what LISS is low intense steady state cardio versus high intense interval training. Yeah, high intense interval training. That's what that means. Okay, so a lot of the times, a lot of you guys don't really move your body on a regular. Besides you going to work or coming home or basic things like that, you guys are not moving your body enough. Now some other creators are going to argue that LISS cardio is better than HIIT, and to be honest, me personally, I don't really have a preference, to be honest. They both work very well, but I guess in the long run, if you're just starting your fitness journey and things like that, you don't know what to do, I guess you can say LISS is somewhat better. But to be honest, I feel like you really need both. So yeah, I would say in the long run, if you're just starting out or just like on a daily basis, LISS could be better. But I feel like after a while, if your body gets complacent or you hit like a plateau, you do need HIIT. So they both got to go hand in hand. But LISS is more so of just like you walking, just moving your body regularly. Um, so I would say if you do LISS, that's you just walking 10K steps. I would say at the minimum, you should be getting 10K steps in on top of you training, on top of you lifting, on top of you already, maybe hitting cardio at the end of your workout. I feel like throughout the entire day, by the end of the day, you should hit at the very least, you should be hitting 10K steps. If you want to like take it up a notch, I really believe you should be doing between 15 and 20,000 steps, but that's just me. When it comes to HIIT, high intensity interval training, that's just more so of like when you get your heart rate up a little bit. Sorry if I keep moving, Mike. But just high interval training, like just doing workouts that make you have, your heart rate is going up and things like that. So like for example, I've been weight training for about 2 years now. And eventually, after a while, your body gets used to, you doing the same thing over and over. Sometimes you may hit a plateau. I do cardio after every weightlifting session. And then I do have like an active rest day where I do mostly cardio. But for the most part, I've just been lifting consistently. Sometimes I'll have like a deload week, which means like I'll lift, but I'll go lower in weight just to give my muscles a break. But eventually, your muscles start to get tight and things like that, and your body just gets used to doing the same things. So sometimes every now and then I will take like a HIIT class, or I'll take like I don't want to say a kickboxing class, but something similar, something that will get my heart rate up just to shock my body into doing something different. Recently I have been doing an hour on the Stairmasters, which I'm very proud of myself because at one point, I think the highest I was doing was like 30 minutes or whatever. And that wasn't even like all the time. I think I was doing 20-25 minutes. So now I will do like an hour, on the treadmill. Now that, for example, I wouldn't really consider that HIIT. I would consider that LISS cardio because I go at a steady pace and I'm burning, fat longer, I guess you can say. So yeah, look up LISS versus HIIT workout. Like I said, they both go hand in hand. I feel like on a daily basis, you definitely should be doing LISS, and every now and then, when you need to get your heart rate up, you need to be doing HIIT workout or whatever, or some type of HIIT or something that'll get your heart rate up. Because all in all cardio is good for the health. It's good for the heart. It's good for increasing your endurance and stamina, and I would say it improves your performance in the bedroom. So let's move on to the next bullet point. So now we're going to get a little bit more into your skincare, and I'm going to actually like refer back to some other bullet points that we discussed earlier to like kind of connect the dots on why it's so important for you to like eat better and like avoid eating certain things, eat more fruits and vegetables and things like that. And I want to kind of talk about why you don't have clear skin. Not only are you overweight, but you don't have clear skin. And I am so sorry if that comes off so rude and kind of like aggressive, but like it is what it is. We're here together, okay? We're trying to fix it. We getting it together. Okay, so the next one is using too many products on your face. So for this one, I have a lot of notes, and I'm going to try to like get through this as best as I can because it's really not a lot to it, but then it is. Okay, so let's get into skincare. Okay, so a lot of you guys, from what I've noticed, use way too many skincare products on your face. Okay, way too many. I be seeing the girlies on TikTok and on Instagram, and y'all be showing y'all skincare routine. Don't get me wrong, some of it be informative. Some of it I'd be like, oh, okay, that product look interesting. But some of you guys are using way too many products on your face. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have really, really, really good skin, and I get compliments. Not to toot my own horn, but I get a lot of compliments on my skin, even though I feel like my skin could be better, and I feel like I get lots of compliments. Okay, so yeah, a lot of you guys are using way too many products on your face. A lot of you guys are using like cleansers daily, or like multiple cleansers. A lot of you guys are like using exfoliants daily, or sometimes maybe too many times out of the week. Toners with Chazel, and some of these products that I'm talking about are actually like good, but you'll see why. So a lot of the times I'll see you guys use a cleanser, you'll use an exfoliant, you'll use a toner, you guys will use a moisturizer, or sometimes you guys are using like scented lotion or a scented moisturizer, whatever you want to call it. Then you guys will do a face mask. And what else? Basically, you guys are using way too many products, and the more products you use, the more irritated your skin is going to be. And that's why a lot of you guys may have blemishes, or maybe you may break out, or maybe you feel like, okay, well, I'm using this in this product, but it's not working. But I'm like, you're not letting your skin breathe. Okay. Sometimes, I guess in this case, less is more. Less is more. And then we're gonna kind of go back over. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I got the tea for y'all. I got the tea. That's why I keep looking down. Okay, I keep looking down because, like, I don't know if y'all can tell, I can get a little like hype. I think I have a little bit of like ADHD. I'm not trying to like self-diagnose myself, but like sometimes I like start talking and talking and talking. So I'm trying to like stay on track, which is why I wrote everything down. Okay, so bear with me. And not to mention, a lot of the times when you guys are using all of these products on your face, it is literally too time consuming. I'm not gonna lie, watching a lot of your guys' skin routines had me thinking that like, oh, maybe I'm just too lazy. Maybe I'm just not committed as the other girlies. Maybe I just don't care as much. And the crazy thing is I actually really do care. It's just I don't feel like a skin routine should take that long, especially if this is something that you're supposed to do daily. You know what I mean? Another reason why your skin is not good, because I'm going to double back on some things on how to like have a better skincare routine. But stress is another big one. When you're stressed, you have higher cortisol levels, and then we have higher cortisol levels because it goes like all this ties in together. Okay, guys, if you have higher cortisol levels, now my training is kind of kicking in. It basically causes fat to deposit in your abdomen at the very moment, like you can see it in your stomach. So higher cortisol levels means causes fat to deposit in your abdomen. So when I say fat, I mean like sugar or like carbs, or like it'll hold on to the last meal you ate, especially if it was like something unhealthy. Um, but yeah, so higher cortisol levels causes fat to deposit in the abdomen. And then when your cortisol levels are constantly high because you're always stressed, it makes it hard for you to lose weight. This also slows down your metabolism. And then it also breaks down your muscle. So say you're in the gym, you're lifting weights and stuff like that. You may be getting enough protein or whatever, but you may not be getting enough sleep, which also causes your cortisol levels to be high. But you're not getting enough sleep. You may be stressed out about work, maybe school, maybe a relationship, or just anything that's going on in your life or whatever. It If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're constantly stressed, and this is constantly, the effect to or the cause to like your cortisol levels being high, it is going to be a little, harder for you to lose weight, or it's just going to take a little long. So you kind of want to make sure you're getting enough sleep. You want to make sure you're getting enough sleep, and you also want to make sure that you reduce stress as much as you can. I know nowadays in like the climate of our world right now. We have a lot of things to be stressed about, but at the end of the day, you can only focus on what you can control. You can't control everything. Focus on what you can control. Do little things to, reduce the stress, whether that's go get a mani pedi, go get a massage, go get a wax. Just do one nice thing for yourself. Go take yourself out to the movies, do something that you actually really enjoy doing. And then ask yourself too, like I said, ask yourself, can I control this? And if you can't, let it go. Pray about it. I don't know. I would hope that, people that are watching this video who are influenced to follow me, maybe, you believe in God, or maybe you're spiritual, whatever. But, talk to God, talk to whoever, talk to a friend, a therapist, a counselor, whoever, and just try to reduce your stress as much as possible. Now, I feel like this stress kind of can like go hand in hand with both your skincare routine and your weight loss journey, because I just feel like, okay, if you're stressed out and your cortisol levels are high, not only is it going to show in your face, you're going to have bags and things like that. Your eyes are going to be droopy. It's just going to be visible. Okay. Now, let's talk about what you should be doing to have a better skincare routine, or just to have like better, clear skin. Okay. So instead of using all of the products that I listed earlier every single day, or, all the time, so you kind of want to use a cleanser daily. You do want to use a cleanser daily because it's, soft. It's not as harsh. Personally, I do use either CeraVe or Cetaphil, or I'll use like a Walgreens version that's similar to Cetaphil. I hope I'm saying that right. But I use Cetaphil, and I use like the oily to normal skin. That's the one I use because I have sensitive skin and my face can't take a bunch of different products. I do want to eventually like upgrade my routine, but yeah, that's what's been working for me. So I use a cleanser daily. Okay. Then for a toner, I will use a toner after my cleanser. I'll either use a toner or witch hazel. I actually have a combination of both. So it's called Dermasil, and it's like a rose water toner witch hazel. So I use that, and I actually used that earlier before I started recording this video, and that's why my skin looked very like dewy and like kind of glowy in the beginning, because the light is not really like showing it anymore. But whatever. So I will use a toner. I kind of go in and out. I use a toner, I would say daily or every other day, but for the most part I use a toner daily. And then as far as a moisturizer, I do use moisturizer, but you want to use an unscented moisturizer. So you can use a moisturizer, or you can just use lotion, like an unscented lotion, or maybe if it is a scented lotion, something that, can actually like, that's not harsh, that doesn't have like perfume in it. So like I'll use EOS. EOS is really good on my skin. I haven't seen a problem with it, but so those are the top 3 that I will do every day. Now let's get into exfoliants. So for an exfoliant, you don't want to exfoliate every single day because it's not needed. I would do an exfoliant 1 to 3 times a week, which is what I do. I have a sugar scrub that I use on my face, and I literally only do it once or twice out of the week. I don't even make it to 3, and I don't go past 3 if that's the case. So I will do an exfoliant 1 to 3 times a week. Less is more. Okay, less is more. Also, another good tip for clear skin is I mentioned cucumber water earlier briefly. That, like, I drink my water, I swear by it. Cucumber water. Sometimes I'll put ginger in my water. If I get too sick of water, sometimes I'll put like strawberries, blueberries, and I'll do like mint leaves in my water. Like I said, the fruit has the oxidants and it has what it needs, and it's very healing for the brain, for the body, for the skin, etc. Cucumber water is always my to-go-to because it's very fresh. It makes me feel fuller longer, so that I won't overeat. You see how all of this is tying back together? It's tying together. Like, okay, so less is more. And I think we're coming close to the end of this video, because after this I don't really have anything else for you guys, but I want to do a quick recap for you guys, just in case you guys forgot. Maybe you didn't take notes or anything. So, and I'm gonna I got y'all. Okay, so let's get into the reasons why you guys are just not hitting your goals. Okay, so quick recap: you overeat. You're eating too many calories. You're eating a bunch of processed food. You're eating fast food, food that's just not good for you in general. Fried food, greasy food, all that. Let's cut it out. Sometimes it's okay to stop chewing. It's okay to stop chewing. The overeating has to stop. You can eat the same foods that you normally eat if you know how to balance it out. Okay, let's scale it back just a little bit. Okay, are you thirsty, hungry, or are you just bored? Figure it the fuck out, because I promise you're not always hungry. You are not always hungry. Sometimes you're thirsty. Maybe you're dehydrated. Maybe you need to drink some water. Maybe you need to eat a piece of cucumber. Put some cucumber in your water. Maybe you need some watermelon juice or some coconut water. Or maybe you're neither. Maybe you're just bored. So maybe you need to find a hobby. Go to the park, go for a walk, maybe go to a pole dancing class. If you're into sports, maybe get into a sport, go play basketball. Because I don't know if I said this earlier, but this is for both men and women. So like, this is not secluded to just one gender. This is for everybody. But like, figure it out. Are you bored, hungry, thirsty? What is it? But I can guarantee you, you are not always hungry. Okay. Excuses. Let's cut the excuses. You do have time. Um, you can grocery shopping can be a little expensive, but it's cheaper in the long run. Grocery shopping is not as expensive as y'all make it out to be. You just have to like figure out, you just gotta find your thing and you gotta find what works for you, and it takes a lot of practice or whatever. But like I said, it's not that expensive. Okay. Social anxiety. Nobody is looking at you in the gym. I know you feel self-conscious, and I'm not gonna, it's natural. It's totally normal. But like, cut it the fuck out. I literally was benching one time, and I literally could not get the bench all the way up, and it was two people that I saw in the reflection of the mirror, and they were both talking to each other. They weren't paying me no attention. I'm pretty sure they may have seen me through the peripheral, but they wasn't paying me no mind. I almost died. But guess what I did? I slowly rolled that barbell off my body, and I got up and I pretended like nothing happened, and we were cool. And now I will literally, and now that I'm in the freeway section, now that I'm used to lifting and stuff like that, I'll be looking at other people and they don't be lifting, they don't be doing it all the way correct either. But guess what? I'm on my business. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to judge them because eventually they got to learn, and they will learn and they will get better. So let's cut the excuses, y'all. Okay. 4, are you eating enough fruits and vegetables? You're probably not eating enough fruits and vegetables, and that's why your body is feeling all weak. That's probably why, you're just not getting what you need. You're just not getting what you need throughout the day. Your body is not getting what it needs, and that's why it feels sad. Okay. Let's eat a well-balanced diet. Let's eat more fruits and vegetables. Let's, count our macros. Let's eat more protein and things like that. Like I said, Google is free. Please look up your daily calorie intake. Okay. And if you have questions about that, please comment and I will give more tips, or I'll make another video about that. I think I actually did make something similar on how to get your daily, get your macros and stuff like that and get your nutritional breakdown, but maybe I need to make another video and break it down a little bit more simpler for you guys. Okay. LISS and HIIT. Please do more LISS, low intense, steady state cardio. Please, y'all should be walking at least 10K steps a day at the very, very, very minimum. If you want to take it up a notch and you're already into your fitness journey, you should be doing 15 to 20K steps. But that's neither here nor there. I will be super satisfied if it's just 10K steps. HIIT cardio. You do want to do HIIT cardio every now and then. I'm not saying do HIIT cardio daily. You should be doing LISS daily. But if you get too complacent, get too stagnant, you do want to throw in HIIT every now and then. Both of these are really good for the heart. It's good for endurance, and it will increase your stamina. Like I said before, in the bedroom. Okay. And then as far as skincare goes, let's stop the stressing and let's stop using too many products. All of these products are not needed. I promise you they're not. It's going to be okay. You can get rid of some stuff. You can use the products that you have still. You just need to limit it. So as far as, a skincare routine, cleansers are daily. Exfoliants 1 to 3 times a week. You do want to use a toner or Wachaser or one that has a combination of both. You want to use a moisturizer and avoid fragrance at all costs. A lot of fragrance lotions or moisturizers has it's alcohol based, and it's not really good for our skin. It actually dries your skins out and it strips your skin of all of the natural oils and things like that. I used to try to get rid of my oily skin because I get oily in the T-zone. But now that I know my skin, so what I do is when I use my cleanser, my toner and things like that, and once I get to the moisturizing step, since I know that I get oily in my T-zone, I don't put any oil or moisturizer right there. Sometimes I will just a little bit, just, whatever. But for the most part, I literally will just moisturize the rest of my face because I know throughout the day that my skin is going to get oily in my T-zone, and I don't want to kind of clog my pores even more. And then when I wipe my nose or if I wipe my forehead, then it's super oily. So avoid fragrance at all costs when it comes to your moisturizers, your lotions and things like that. Body lotion, you want to do fragrance, that's fine. But even with my body lotion, to be honest, I don't use anything that has alcohol based in it. To be honest, I want to be moisturized from the time I put my lotion and stuff on till the next morning. I want to feel soft. Okay. So avoid fragrance at all costs. You also want to make sure you're getting 7 to 10 hours of sleep or whatever. At the very least, you want to get 6 to 7 hours of sleep. You do not want to walk around with bags all the time. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it informative. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments. I would like to get some feedback from you guys. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel? Everything that I said still stands, but I'm just curious to know how you guys feel. Have you guys, are you guys going to implement any of these, or have you already been implementing some of these and has it worked out for you? Are you doing any of the things that I said in the video? Maybe that's why you are still stuck. I don't know. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think and how you guys feel. Any other topics you guys want me to touch on, please drop them in the comments. Let me know. Follow my socials. It's going to be in my description box. And yeah, let's get into the rest of this year. I'm so excited to be making more content for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.